it pays to turn the microphone on. G'day, and welcome to a lightning fast wake up stream this morning, bright and early on a Saturday morn. How's everybody out there today? I've got the music in my ears, which you cannot hear. Hopefully everything is in order. We're here. It's another Saturday morning, and we're coming at you live from down under, but it is nice and early on the east coast of the US of A. Let us know where in the world you guys are this morning. We'll get to shouting out some people in the chat. First person in this morning was Mythical Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Beanie Draws has jumped right in. Moderator is in the house. Midnight Madness 4x4 is in here for another week of a wonderful trivia and other things. Octorius is in the house saying hi. Penguins fan 87 is saying hello. And I think that's it for now. I think we'll just jump on people as they come on in a good way, of course. Now, how's everyone's week been? It's another Saturday, another week has gone past. What have you guys been up to? Beanie, oh, cryptic message from Beanie. We got to pull this up. If I can figure out how. Oh, it's red. I didn't plan on that being red, but they did some updates to Ecamm Live, so it's obviously defaulting to red. Let me just wiggle things around here because that message is massive. It's all going crazy. That message is massive. We'll work with that. We'll run with that. Beanie says, "Do you know where I am, Doug?" I have no idea, Beanie. Where are you? You're not outside my front door. You're not about to swap me, are you? Oh, you know where I am, though. I should read the messages correctly. Asking me if I know where you are. I said, I do know where you are. Can we start again? Let me just start the stream from scratch. It's going to be one of those nights, I can tell. Let me read the messages properly. Look, I promise to try and read the messages more thoroughly. And we're seeing... Okay, I can see when the new messages pop in. Oh, that's a nice new feature. I didn't know that was there before. Crypto Cruising in the house. Let's put Crypto Cruising message up there. Good afternoon. Thought I'd check this out as I keep seeing it coming on past. To check things out there. Let's see. This Penguins fan is in Canada. Octorius is in the UK. Where else did we see? Midnight Madness is in Pennsylvania, of course. Let's see if I can get caught up. Happy birthday to Mythical Gaming. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I need like a pre-recorded birthday with like some cheers going off or something like that. Or hang on, maybe we can do this. It won't be visual, but it will be. Let's see what we can do here. Give me a minute. We'll fiddle. What I'm going to do is go to my desktop. Where I've got the music playing. And we can do this one. And that's especially for Mythical Gaming. Now I've got to jump back into my little switcher here. Something's going on. There we go. It works better if I actually have the application selected. Oh, now we're getting into it. Crypto Cruising says, you thought I was about to sing? No. I'm not going to sing solo on a stream. Maybe I've had a backing audience, a backup singer or two, maybe. JC Smith is in the house. G'day, g'day. Shelby is in the house. Currently editing a new video. Is Shelby? She says, what are you all doing? Well, we're all here doing this live stream, and we're going to crack into some trivia in just a moment. And warm up the airwaves for Nick and Dee coming up, of course, on the Nimmin live stream very soon, in exactly, just over an hour from now, at 11:30 p.m. my time, so at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Nick and Dee will be going live over on nimminlive.com. Making sure that everybody's popping in and everything's looking good in the chat. Everybody's cracking along. Let's crack straight into a trivia question just to get things warmed up, and then just first warm-up trivia question, and then we'll see if anybody's got any quick Q&A in between trivia questions. So if you do have a question, whack it in the chat. We'll pull it up and we'll try and talk about it. But let's go to our trivia screen first of all. And it should be this one here. With our first question, which is up on the screen right now for you all. Feel free to throw any answer, preferably the correct one, in the chat. Which is the closest galaxy to the Milky Way? Crypto Cruising says this is like a pub quiz without the beer. Absolutely. Absolutely. So which is the closest galaxy to the Milky Way? I'll leave that up on the screen just a second. I'll come back to me on the camera. And we'll give everyone a chance to plop their answer in the chat. It's just first in is bragging rights, of course. You don't win anything special. It's all about bragging rights tonight. And don't forget, these are the questions I'm submitting to Dee for the trivia portion of Nimmin Live later today. So make sure that if any of the questions that you see, stick around for the answers. And remember those answers, because you could be the first in to get a channel review on Nimmin Live. We're getting some answers coming in now, so that's good. And I think one of the rules that we stated last week is we're not looking for spelling, although on Nimmin Live you will be looking for the exact spelling. I will show you the exact spelling once we get to the answer. But I will go with anything that sounds like the correct answer. I can see a few answers in the chat now. And Crypto Cruising's gone for more than one answer, so he's hedging his bets, as they say. Okay. The first answer I saw given was Mythical Gaming. I'm just going to move that above there. There we go. Mythical Gaming says Andromeda, which is very close to Andromeda, which is what I think you're going for. Crypto Cruising also said the same answer, different spelling, of course. And then he also hedged his bets with Canis Dwarf Galaxy. Yeah, Crypto Cruising says he's going 50-50 on this one. They're the only answers I've received so far. We'll confirm if any of those are correct in just a second. Mythical Gaming is dropping some extra knowledge. Andromeda will collide with us in billions of years. Well, I don't think we'll be around at that point in time, billions of years. Well, not ourselves anyway. I don't think anyone else is having a go at that one. So let's jump back to the trivia screen and see if we can illuminate the correct answer. Here we go. And the correct answer is Andromeda galaxy, and it's about 2.5 million, oh, I nearly said it wrong, 2.5 million light years away. Bit of extra knowledge there. That's not part of the answer, that's just a bit of extra information for you guys. And that's how you spell it, Andromeda. Take a note of that spelling for later on Nim and Live. That question may come up. It may not, but it may come up. Andromeda, Andromeda. There we go. First trivia question is down. That was a bit of a warm-up. Anybody got any questions you'd like to drop in the chat? Feel free to do so right now. We can talk about tech, we can talk about YouTube, we can talk about whatever you like to talk about. And I will make sure that the next trivia question is prepped in just a second. Mythical Gaming says, too bad I can't participate. I'm muted on Nick Nimmer's channel. Oh dear. I'm not sure if... not sure what happened there, but we'll... maybe there's something we can look into for you. Not right now during the stream, of course, but we can look at something in the back end in the future for Mythical Gaming. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'll try and make a note of that for you, and we can see what we can do. Your real estate whisperer is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Also, Christian Reddy is in the house. He's been watching and listening. He's making some comments now on that first trivia question. Says, you could say that the large Magellanic Cloud is the closest, but it's really just a satellite galaxy. Very complex. There you go. A bit of science to start the morning for everybody. Nicely done indeed. I reckon we're going to go straight into another trivia question just because that's how we roll. We've got quite a few up our sleeve and limited time. Last week we managed to get through all 10 organised questions, so that was pretty cool. The more we get through, the more answers that could possibly be popping up for Nim and Live later on. And as you know, Dee picks trivia questions from all the moderators, any of the moderators that submit trivia questions, of which I am one. And then obviously they submit a bunch, and he's just going to pick and choose a few questions from each moderator, depending on how many there are. All right, we're getting some questions here. We'll get those before we get to the next trivia question. Your real estate whisperer asks a great question. How are you popping the questions on the screen? I'm using software called, instead of OBS, I'm using a software called Ecamm Live, because I'm on a Mac, so I can do that. So I'm using Ecamm Live. And so I've just got a scene set up with the background and just some text overlay, basically. And we're going to, in fact, go and check that out right now. Go to the next trivia question. Trivia question page, basically that page that you see there now is just a pre-designed screen that I did in GIMP. You can do that in Photoshop or whatever. Added the title and everything, and then those little boxes there. And then in Ecamm Live, I simply set up text boxes that I can make appear and disappear. So here's the next question. How many Olympic Games have been hosted in the continent of Africa? How many Olympic Games have been hosted on the continent of Africa? So yeah, so that basically, that going back to that question, that text box there, if I could only share, you know what, I can share the secrets. Maybe I can't. Anyway, I'll have to look into that. Let me go back to my other screen real quick. Let's go back to this one. Here we go. Let's go back to the chat real quick because there's a few points in here. start popping your answers in about how many times the Olympics have been hosted in Africa. But in the meantime, I'm just going to quickly look at some of the other things that are popping up. Some questions here. Crypto Cruising's asking a question. Talking to a friend the other day, he had a channel which is rebranding, but asked if there was a way of taking your channel offline while working on it. No, I don't think there is. I think as you make changes, it just updates. So if you were, say, changing your banner, that would update. You can then update your profile picture. That would update. I think that takes a little longer to update. That updates in the background because there's a linkage with Google Plus or something, I think. And it takes maybe sometimes an hour or two. So, I don't think you can take it offline. There is no offline button that I'm aware of. So, yeah, good question, though. Christian Reedy says he's our friendly neighbourhood astronomer. Excellent. Astronomy is good. All the sciences. Your real estate risk says you have Ecamm. Yeah, and I'm using the. I know you could do it in the regular Ecamm, but I'm also running the beta. I like to fiddle with some of the advanced features that are coming out in the beta that they're adding. So I'm currently running the new beta as well. So let's see. Let me get caught up in the chat here, and then I'll get actually to the part where people are actually putting in their guesses. I'm a little behind. Crypto Cruising. No, Beanie says something here. Oh, Beanie was just replying in regards to the question from Crypto that we just looked at. So I'm not going to read that out. Science Scale Aquatics is in the house, saying hi everyone. I don't know why this picture keeps moving when I bring in the notes. Okay, now I'm at the part where people are answering. Okay, first answer I see is Real Estate Whisperer saying none. Midnight Madness is saying not a clue. Christian Reddy saying none. Crypto Cruising saying none. Mythical Gaming saying none. Okay. Crypto Cruising saying SA but not in Africa. SA, is it SA South Africa or over here in Australia we call it South Australia is SA, but yeah, South Africa. I've been to South Africa, by the way. It's very nice. Pam is in the house. Welcome, Pam. Shelby's going with the Toto reference. Christian picked up on that pretty quick. And Pam's having guesses 3. Crypto's confirming that it was South Africa. I thought it was South Africa. Continent. Well, Africa is a continent, so any country that is in Africa. Africa is a continent. It's the big one below Europe. Africa, the whole thing is Africa. South Africa is a country at the bottom of Africa, which I have been to. Let's go to the trivia page, because by the consensus is from people is none. So let's have a look. And the answer is, and I can't bring it, 0. So there have been no Olympic Games hosted in Africa. None at all. That's pretty amazing when you consider that even Australia, which is one country, has had two Olympics. Melbourne in 1956 and Sydney was 2000, I think. So that's two trivia questions. That was an interesting one. That was we'll call that a sport one. That's a very loosely a sport one. So anybody that said none or 0 were correct, which I think was most people who had a stab. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome indeed. All right. Looks like Mythical Gaming got himself confused there. Uh, GYSI is in the house. Sorry I'm late, but I just uploaded my 100 subs special video. Well, congratulations on 100 subs. Well done. Well done indeed. And we'll say good morning to Fantastic Joe, who's in the house. You know, I've just realised I've got another camera here. Christian Reddy says Australia is also a continent. There's my other camera. It's nearly the same as the other one. Because, in fact, that's the other camera right there. It's in the shot. Yeah, I didn't have much time to set up tonight. I just turned the cameras on. Indeed. And messages are popping in. So everybody's saying congratulations to GYSI for the 100 subs. 100 subs means you can get your custom URL. Let's crack on with the next trivia question. I'm not seeing any other questions or things to address in the chat, so we'll go straight to the next trivia question. This is a literature question. What is the full name of British novelist C.S. Lewis? What is the full name of the British novelist C.S. Lewis? So basically what are we asking is, what does the C.S. in C.S. Lewis stand for? Because obviously his last name is Lewis. What is the full name of British novelist C.S. Lewis? And as you know, C.S. Lewis wrote the great Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe, the Narnia series of books. So very popular author up there with Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings. We'll give everyone a chance to pop their answer in the chat. Let's go back to that camera. Yes, that's the one. So the CS stands for something. I'm seeing a few answers popping in now, so we'll give everyone a chance to either let their fingers do the walking or have a stab at the answer. Actually, I'm seeing it's crypto that's put an answer in twice. Obviously, he's put the second one in just to fully form to add the last name as well, which is fine. Oh my goodness, Shelby. Shelby says currently squatting Lewis. If that's his name, then shame on his parents. That's all I could say. Now, the answer that Crypto gave that I was just alluding to was Clive Staples Lewis. We're going to check to see if that's the correct answer in a second. It's very plausible. It's a very plausible answer. It could be the correct answer. Fantastic Joe says coffee sipping Lewis. Oh, wait, that's me right now. I need to actually fix the colours of these. You know what I think it is? I think it's because it's coming from YouTube, so it's going YouTube red automatically. Let's see if we can do that. We'll make the names red for YouTube because comments are coming from YouTube, and we'll put the comments in white. There we go. We'll see how that works. Okay, let's go check the answer for that. No one else is going to have a go, but it looks like Crypto is pretty confident in his answer, so let's go check that out. And the correct answer is Clive Staples Lewis. Crypto is the winner. Bragging rights for Crypto. Write that answer down, everybody. Write that answer down. Because remember, spelling is important on them and live. Absolutely. Spelling is very important. All right, here we go. Here we go. Any questions in the chat right now? Let's have a look. I don't see anything there. Just some more comments. Shelby said, cat saving Lewis. That's a thing, I guess. Fantastic. Joe's happy with the red. Red's his favourite colour. Red and white go quite well together. So we'll call that a win. Yeah, make sure to throw those questions in the chat. I'm just going to quick. Crypto says it's a British thing. Well, certainly C.S. Lewis is a countryman there. Well, he was a countryman back in the day. GYSI says much better now. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Yeah, so this camera that's on now is much better. The other one is just my iPhone 8 Plus sitting in the back. So all I did was fire up the sharing app, and that's all I've done. So yeah, so then you basically got that one or that one. So it's had no color balance or anything. It's just been turned on, and the app's there. I can see some graininess too because I got a bit. It's more mood lighting. It's a lot less direct lighting and a little bit more mood tonight. We'll go back to that one. And next trivia question, because we just want to keep them cracking along. Which one's the next one? This one. And what type? Let me do the question first. I was just about to rattle something else off. What type of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? So what we're looking for there is the design. It's design-wise or architecturally wise. What type of bridge is it? So what type of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? So if you know the answer, whack that in chat right now. We'll catch you at Niman Live. GYSI, he's got to go, but he'll be back for Niman Live. We'll catch you in the chat over there. So, whack those answers in. What type of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? Here they come. I can see the answers coming in now. Shelby says it's a bridge. I think that was already established in the question, Shelby. One for cars to go over. Yes, that is true. That is very true. We've got... oh. And possibly large mammals. Okay. Let's go back up to where we're actually getting answers. I'm seeing a consistent answer, that's for sure. Christian Reddy says suspension. Beanie went with suspension. JC Smith says suspension. Fantastic Joe says suspension. Pam's gone with suspension. Crypto's gone with arch truss. Penguin Fan 87, suspension. And sometimes Godzilla's. I'm sure there's been a number of monster movies where the Golden Gate Bridge has been taken out by some sort of sea monster, dinosaur, Godzilla type creature. Very possible. Well, we're going to see who's correct. Most everyone says suspension. There's an arch truss in there as well. We're going to go and check that out in just a second. Give everyone a chance to have an answer. Let's just check this real quick. Haven't got the countdown clock on. We've got 28 minutes left of this stream before we go to Niman Live. I didn't have the clock on at the start of the stream. But there it is there. Beanie says it kind of makes him scared to ever go on it. Look out for Godzilla coming up out of the Pacific. He wants to get through. He wants to get to San Francisco, so he's got to bash through the Golden Gate Bridge to get there. All right, let's go check the answer on that right now. Trivia page. What type of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? And the correct answer, according to the place where I got my trivia questions from, is suspension. And I think the main part that makes it a suspension bridge is the wires that hang down and hold the that are holding the road base up, suspended sort of from the this thing, the thing. It's from the thing. Oh dear. Well, so that was we could call that. Oh, Crypto's got an interesting question here. Let's put this up. What bridge was the Golden Gate Bridge modelled on? So there's another question. That's one we don't know the answer for. Let's see if everyone can have a stab at that one. Let's have a stab at that one. Everyone have a guess at what bridge was it modelled on. And then Crypto will give us the answer in a few minutes once everyone's had a crack. That's right, because I remember one of the first trivia streams we did, Vigard came in with a question. We looked at his channel, he had a background picture, and then we had to figure out what city it was, and we're all guessing all over the world. And because there was a very distinct tower behind him in the shot, and it took us forever to get it, and in the end we had to get him to tell us. Nobody got it right. Beanie says it's a suspension bridge because it's suspended over water. Does that make the Sydney Harbour Bridge a suspension bridge because it's over water? Because I don't think it's a suspension bridge. But there's an interesting discussion. That could go down a rabbit hole. But if you know the answer to Crypto's question, I'll put it back up on the screen. Have a crack now. What bridge was the Golden Gate modelled on? And I'm trying to think of the answer myself, and I'm really not sure. I really don't know. Everybody must be off Googling it because it's very quiet in the chat all of a sudden. Everyone's Googling Crypto's question there. Anyway, while everyone's having a think about that one and maybe looking up the answer or researching the answer, how many videos has everyone put out this week? Let's pop our number in the chat. How many? You can include live streams as well. Anytime you publish something on YouTube and or I don't know, if we go to all platforms, that could be crazy. Ooh, Crypto's put us out of our misery. The Runcorn Bridge in Liverpool. And I'd say that would be a Liverpool, England. Not to be confused with Liverpool in Sydney. It's a suburb of Sydney. It's called Liverpool as well. I wonder what they named that after. Crypto's cracking jokes now. Had to post the winner couldn't cope with the suspension. All right, back to my question. I was asking in between Crypto giving us the answer to that question. Christian Reddy says that he's uploaded 2 videos, which is the first thing. That's great. Sort of upping the game and getting a few more out. I've done since my last live stream last week. I've put out 3 videos and now this live stream again. So that's like 4 for the week. That's pretty good for me. I'm usually maybe 1 or 2 plus a live stream. So everyone else? Nobody else? Everyone's done 0 videos this week, probably. I know Midnight Madness has put out at least 1 or 2. All right, I'm going to get that next trivia question ready while people are considering their video numbers there. Okay, the last question was the Golden Gate Bridge question. So the next one, let's go with, this is a geography slash famous person question. Here we go. In what state was President Barack Obama born? In what state? And it's a state of the United States, of course. Otherwise, yeah, he wouldn't be president of the United States if he wasn't born there. What state was President Barack Obama born? While people are considering that answer, I'm going to go back and have a quick look at Crypto says that he's done 3 for this week. One has just hit 8K views. Wow, that's pretty good. I think I've only got one that's ever gone over 8K views, and that took at least 6 months or more. Oh, dear. Well done. Who else? There is some more. Fantastic Joe said I believe he's uploaded 2. Christian says, I don't think I have enough of an audience to do a live stream. Would like to give it a go sometime, though. Yeah, definitely. It's addictive. I must say, the first time you get nervous, but after that, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do this. Okay, I'm just trying to find. Midnight Madness did an entire weekend of broadcasting last week, and so uploading daily right now to try and get everything out. That's pretty awesome. When you got a lot of content, you go, oh, what am I putting out first? I was sort of like that last week, because last weekend I recorded 3 separate pieces of content in one shoot, and two of those went up on the channel, and then something that I'd done weeks and weeks ago that I was sitting on. Also, that's the last video on Streamlabs mobile app that I put out yesterday. That's the one I was sitting on for like weeks and weeks. So yeah, I'm seeing people answering the trivia question, by the way, so that's all good. Okay, let's go for the answers of the actual trivia question now. Let's have a look and see what people are guessing. That's the state, so let's go. Crypto saying Hawaii. Christian said the same. Fantastic Joe's also said Hawaii. Beanie's gone with Hawaii. And that keeps dropping down. And then he adds, despite Trump not believing so. Throwing the shade at Donald Trump. Hey, Casey Carr's in the house. Welcome, Casey, to the live stream. So everybody who's taken a crack at the trivia question has gone with Hawaii. We'll check the answer in just a second. Crypto says his highest video was 1.4K, and then in 3 days, the one I loaded on Monday was at 8K. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Midnight says his videos are easy to work out because he just does them in the order of the event. That makes sense. It makes it easy for people to follow too if they were like there or just following along. Chronological can help people quite easily there. Now, Shelby's had a late guess at the Obama question and suggested he might have been born on the moon. That's an interesting one. Let's go check. Let's go to the trivia page and make sure that we put everyone out of their misery. And of course, it was Hawaii. So big tick to everybody who said Hawaii. Well done. Your Google fingers have done you well, or however you've actually come up with that one. I'm going to go straight to the next question. See, I've got the trivia page open. And here we go. This is a long question. It's a fairly recent topical question from a couple of years ago. And here we go. And I just got an alert on my phone that Nick Nimmin is going live in 30 minutes, which we knew. So let's get on with it. Here's the question. What was the name of the gorilla that was shot and killed at the Cincinnati Zoo in 2016 after a 3-year-old boy fell into the enclosure? Became a very famous gorilla through the internet. A lot of memes and such about this gorilla out there. So I'll give you guys a few moments. I'll go back to the display. We'll have a look at a few messages in chat in the meantime. We're looking for the name of the gorilla, of course. That's the name we're looking for. Let's go back to the chat that we missed. Casey says, I loaded a video 2 days ago and my views went up to 5.3K. Excellent. Excellent. Fantastic. Joe says, there's a creator here in Harrisburg, PA, who recently taken off since he did a collab with Peter McKinnon. I did hear about that, yeah. He started a new movement called No Small Creator. Pretty cool stuff. I have seen bits and pieces about that out there. Midnight Madness learned something there. You didn't know he started that hashtag. We all learned something there. Fantastic Joe. Christian Reddy says he's in Maryland. There we go. And now I'm down to the part of the chat where people are posting answers. So we'll get to those in just a second. I'm seeing a very consistent. We'll say good day to Corruption Czar Network is in the house. He's saying hello from rainy Florida. That's rather wet. Yeah, rain. That's right. Summer. It's all right. I'm trying to remember what season is summer over there. Of course. Welcome to the stream. There's a few. I'm trying to skip the posts here. I'm just looking for the posts to see. Skipping the ones with answers because we're going to get to hit those in just a second. All right, let's see what everyone said for the question about the name of that gorilla. And first person with the correct answer. Oh, well, I've given it away now. Everyone said the same answer. Harambe. You got to say it with a bit of a roll. Harambe. Shelby said Harambe. Casey Card's gone Harambe. Shelby also said my boy Harambe. Midnight Madness is a surprise that he got one right. And he was first in too. Casey Carr said it again. Beanie says press F for Harambe. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And we better confirm that too on the trivia page. That it was indeed Harambe, as we said. Nice answer. How far through are we? We've got, there's 14 minutes left on the clock. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions. So I'm gonna go straight into the next question now. Nintendo is a consumer electronics and video game company founded in what country? This is an easy one. Nintendo is a consumer electronics and video game company founded in what country? That should be a simple one. Anybody that knows anything about video games should know Nintendo and should have a fair idea where they're based, where they're founded. Let's go back into the chat and see if there's anything in here. Everyone's a bit of a chat there. Casey Carr says, can I have a channel review? Well, this isn't a review stream today. Nick Nimmin will be looking at channel reviews at Nimmin Live, which starts in just under half an hour, about 25 minutes away. So there'll be reviews over there for sure. I'm not sure when I'm doing my next live stream which will include channel reviews. We'll see how we go. It's been a while since I've done those, so we'll be fitting them. We'll be fitting them in. We'll be getting back to the channel reviews / Q&A content rather than the trivia. This is like a warm-up trivia stream for Nimmin Live. today. Let's see what we've got here. People are jumping in with the answers. Let's go straight to the answers here because people are going in with the answers. Crypto's gone with UAS. I think he's corrected it to USA, of course. Beanie Draws is saying Japan. Shelby's saying Japan. Christian Reddy says Japan. Fantastic Joe. Japan, I think. Crypto says it's a good guess. USA is a good guess. Well, yeah, USA would be a fairly good guess because if you had like the top number of countries you'd pick, USA would have to be up there. So let's go check what the correct answer is right now. I'm going to get straight into it. We've had two answers there, USA and Japan. Let's see if any of those two are correct. And the answer is Japan. Japan indeed. I'm going to go straight into the next question because it's what I would class as a tech question. It might even be a math question, but it's more of a tech question. Let's check it out right now. 1 kilobyte is equal to how many bytes? A kilobyte is how many bytes? It may trick a few people. It may be because there's some weird mathematical nonsense going on there. So it may be not what you think, or it may be exactly what you think, depending on what you're thinking. All right. Here we go. Where are we? Some answers start to come in on my chat right now. I'm seeing lots of different unique answers too, so it's a bit more varied in the guesses. Mythical Gaming is atting everyone and atting himself. I don't think everyone does much on YouTube. I think it's more of a Discord thing. I am seeing. Let's go through the answers that I'm seeing here. Beanie's first answer, because I can see that he's corrected himself a bit further. He said 1,000. Crypto's gone for, which I think is 1,000,000. Christian Reddy's gone for 1,024. Fantastic said 1,000. Beanie's changed his to 1,024 because he says he forgot about the 24. Sunscale Aquatics is going with 1. So 1 kilobyte equals 1 byte. They're one and the same. That's an interesting mathematical. Penguins Fan 87 says channel review coming up in Niman Live in just about 20 minutes time. Hang tight, we'll be there very soon. At myself does not work. YouTube is rigged. Oh dear. Well, the right answer was in amongst those other answers, so let's go straight back to the trivia screen and have a look. And in fact, the answer is 1,024. That's why the kilobyte is a little bit, what's it called? A little bit misleading, because a kilo you'd normally think of 1,000. But the thing is, the bytes are grouped in lots of 8, I believe. So there's a grouping there. It's a mathematical thing. It's a mathematical thing. All right, I'm cracking into the next question now. This is a purely geography question. Get your geography on. Here we go. Where is the lowest point on dry land on Earth located? The lowest point on dry land on Earth. Because obviously, if you go under the sea, that's not dry land anymore. So anywhere on Earth, on land, what's the lowest point in the world? It's a place. It's a location. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Let's go back to the chat now. And now Beanie's adding himself. He's seeing if that showed up as orange. And I don't honestly have my regular YouTube chat open. I'm only working with the chat in Ecamm Live, so it doesn't highlight the ats. If somebody ats me, I can't see it. Cross's Network's asking a question, which is a great question. Love all the new features in your chat room. Can you tell us how you did it? Can you make a video how to add these features to a live stream? I can tell you the answer right now. It's really simple. It's a piece of software that I'm live streaming with. It's instead of using OBS, which I've used in the past, I'm using software that's on a Mac only, and it's called Ecamm Live. So it's ECAMM Live. Might be able to do this. I'll show you the web page that will answer that question. Okay, so this is the web page here, Ecamm Live. So you can basically go live to any of the platforms there, Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, and basically what you're seeing here is what I'm seeing in my chat. I'm seeing this window here. I'm seeing my video screen off here, and then I can just click on there, and it brings it up on the screen, and you can customize the background colors and stuff of the chat message, and you can do it with all the text really. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it. That's a short answer. And I'm clicking on the wrong spot. Okay, we're going back to the trivia question. We've got just 5.5 minutes to go. Gee, the time is flying tonight. Beanie's gone with the lowest place on Earth is his floor. Depends on where your floor is, I guess, but probably not there in Melbourne, that's for sure. Fantastic Joe said Death Valley. That's definitely a valid option that I would probably have in my list if I had a list of answers. Crypto's going with the Dead Sea. Because even like on the edge of the Dead Sea, it's actually below sea level, if I recall. So that is a possible answer. Shelby says, I want to do gaming live streams on YouTube, but I have no idea how to do it. One thing I can suggest is there's a lot of tutorials on how to game live streams on YouTube or Twitch or all those different platforms and what you need, what software you need, OBS and that. One channel I'd recommend is called Gaming Careers. He basically does like OBS courses and stuff like that. Also, Epos Vox does a really detailed OBS course, which goes into a lot of technical stuff. But I'd recommend probably Gaming Careers. It'd be the easier one to follow. So that's a answer for that one. Corruption Network says, thanks, I'm using Windows. Yeah, most people are using Windows, so that is at the moment a limitation of Ecamm Live. It's Mac only, which is one of the reasons why I'm using it, not because Mac only, but because I really wanted to be able to bring the chat messages up on the screen at a simple click. And there's not a lot of software out there doing that for like OBS or anything like that you can actually use. So let's go back to the trivia page. Nobody else is having a crack, but let's see if any of those answers have been correct. And the answer is the Dead Sea. I believe Crypto got that one. Well done. There's only a few different answers in that one, but the Dead Sea is that one. I've got one more question up my sleeve, so I'm going to sneak that in right now because we're getting awful close to Nim and Live. So here is the question. It's a tech question, but it's about a piece of tech that is probably the most well-known piece of tech in the last 10 to 15 years, I would say. So here's the question. In what year was the iPhone first released? In what year was the iPhone first released? This is the original iPhone released by Steve Jobs and Apple. What year was it? Have a crack. It's a year. And it's in the last, we'll say it's in the last 20 years. It definitely was. I'm not saying it was 20 years ago. I'm just saying it's sometime in the last 20 years. It might have been 5 years ago, 10, 15, 20. Could be anywhere in there. I can see some answers coming in now, so that's great. This is the last question of the evening, and I know it's one that everybody would have a crack at, and half the people out there have probably got an iPhone in their pockets right now, if not an Android device. Midnight Madness 4x4 says, I don't want to I don't want to know the answer because I'll feel old. Oh, we all shall. We all shall. I'm going to rattle through the answers that have come in so far. We've got 2004 from Mythical Gaming, 2008 from Fantastic Joe. Christian Reedy says 2007. Crypto went for 2004 as well. Beanie went for 2007. Christian Czar Network 2001. And we're going to get ready to crack straight to the answer. So, stand by. Trivia page coming up. Everyone's had a crack. Well, everyone who's got in quickly has had a crack. The correct answer is in that list. So some people forgot the correct answer. And now I've got to find it. There it is. And the correct answer is... Rest in peace, Steve Jobs. It was 2007. Well, I hope you've been writing down the answers or memorizing the answers. Oh, old chat message, let's get rid of that. I hope you've been memorizing the answers, writing down the answers, because some of those might pop up in the trivia portion of the Nim and Live show coming up very soon. The countdown clock has reached 0. That's the countdown for when we need to head off air. So we need to head off air very soon. Nim and Live is starting in approximately 10 minutes over at nimandlive.com. So make sure that as soon as this stream's done, that you jump on over there and get in the chat, get ready, get the kettle on, make a coffee, make a tea, whatever your drink of choice is. If it's summer over there, maybe an orange juice, something to keep you hydrated for the Q&A and the channel reviews. And I need to probably have Nick or Dee pop in sometime on the live stream just to give us a bit of a preview of what's coming up in their stream, especially if they've got something special on. So I might have a chat to them, see if we can get them in here just to give us that little sneak preview. They can call on in and give us a heads up. Well, thank you for joining in with the trivia. That's all the 10 questions that I'll be submitting to Dee shortly, sending them over for the Nim and Live live stream. Make sure you get on over, of course, to, as it says right there, Nim and Live will follow. After the stream, you can go to www.nimandlive.com, or you can go to YouTube and find the Nick Nimmin channel and grab grab the live stream there. Well, this is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and we'll catch you later. And we'll see you in Nimmin stream. See you soon.